Hello, everyone. It's so wonderful to be with all of you, studying, reflecting on the chapters of Emmanuel through the hands of Chico Xavier from the book The Way, the Truth, and the Life. And we are on chapter 58. And the name of the chapter is To Gain. And in the book of Mark, chapter 8, verse 36, Jesus says, "What good will it do a man to gain the world, yet lose his soul?" And Emmanuel enlighten us by saying, generally speaking, people have not yet learned how to gain. Nevertheless, the human spirit is on this planet searching for something. It is indispensable to acquire qualities of spiritual growth for the eternal, for the life eternal. Jesus recommends that his disciples continue searching, persisting. This means that a person is on the earth in order to gain over the course of the ennobling struggle. In this regard, every sort of trouble comes from the corrupted minds of wayward souls. People are always willing to conquer the world, but they are never willing to conquer themselves in order to gain entrance to a higher sphere. With this erroneous understanding, they subvert order in their daily efforts. If God grants them physical health, they use it to acquire life-threatening illnesses. If they manage to amass financial wealth, they try to monopolize other people. The Divine Master did not say that the human soul should go through life without any objectives or longing for gain. He simply pointed out the fact that the people must know what they're looking for, what kind of gain they are longing for, and what purpose they propose for their earthly activities. In all your desires, rest on factitious acquisitions having to do with temporary situations or assets that are doomed to rot. Then renew your spiritual vision while there is still time, because it is of no use to gain the world, which does not belong to you, and to lose yourself for an indefinite length of time on the path of immortal life. To gain. Let's reflect on that. What it is to gain. Gain what? When we think about gaining, doesn't it come to your mind financial wealth, an opportunity to get a better job so we can get a better payment, so we can provide our family members, our loved ones, a more comfortable life, perhaps go on a vacation, right? To gain. And to gain, it's always to add and to add and add and add. So we talk about financial gains, but also we talk about beauty, to gain beauty, right? To have that youth, especially when we are getting older, women, right? Don't we all think about, oh, if I could just change something in myself to add something so that I can gain attention or even your own acceptance. So to gain, it's a very complex but deep also understanding of what it is that we want to gain. What should we gain if we are in the pathway to enlighten ourselves, right? Do we need to gain courage? resilience, the willpower to be able to keep pushing forward. Do you want to gain that? We usually gain that. I'm putting it in a way of obtaining, right? Because to go with the title of gain, we have to go through a lot of struggles, and the struggles make us very uncomfortable. There was this wonderful lecture by Vanessa Godoy at a fundraiser past Sunday. And the fundraiser was all about helping others because it was for a nonprofit. And the beautiful spiritist lecture that she did, she said how wonderful it is to be amongst family members that sometimes we don't see eye to eye. And the reason why it's wonderful is because we gain at the end, I would say, more sympathy towards one another. Why? Because let's think about a river with a lot of rocks, and the rocks are all very pointy, right? So they're there, the river's going, the water is pushing all the rocks down, um, and the rocks all bumping into each other and having a lot of conflicts, right? So think about those rocks as us being together. And you can also think about a coworker that you have a challenge with, or neighbors, or even whatever group that you're part of, right? So you go down the river, the water's pushing you, and you bump into each other, and all those pointy rocks in the end becomes very smooth. Why? Because we gain, I would say, connection with one another. We are able to gain, to acquire, I would say, tolerance towards one another. And then everything else grows. So the question to gain, it's a question that we should deeply ask ourselves. Like I always say, it's a very personal question. It's not one shoe fits all. However, the teachings of Christ fits all because the truth, it's connected with the light of God, which is also, we carry the DNA and it's the light within us, and it's vibration. When it connects and holds it together, and then it grows and expands. So that's the truth. The truth is within us, the truth is in God, the truth is God. So when we are closer to the truth, we feel the connection. It doesn't matter what's happening around us. We feel good, even when we are going through difficult times, and sometimes we wonder, am I supposed to be here? Am I supposed to have this experience with a family member, with a loved one, with even an enemy, right? I don't like to say enemy, but you know what I mean. The person that we don't have exactly the same viewpoint, or perhaps they have done something for to us, or and created a difficult situation, a hurt, a pain. So those moments allow us to be able to gain strength, to gain courage, to see that through turbulences, when we are doing what we are supposed to do. And remember, that's a very personal question, but whatever Jesus teachings, it's teaches us, guide us. It's the compass to see, am I doing the right thing? Through the lenses of Christianity, spirituality in the spiritist sense, the gospel from God that comes through the love and the work of Jesus Christ. So, for us to gain, let's stop and reflect. What do I want to gain? Do I want to win the world and lose myself? Do I want to win the world and lose my values? Do I want to collect, also winning, I would say, the love of the world, but knowing that perhaps that's not my path or our path? So with that, let's reflect. I really appreciate when Emmanuel says, it's the second to the last paragraph. It says, the divine master did not say that the human soul should go through life without any objectives or longing for gain. He simply pointed out the fact that people must know what they are looking for, what kind of gain they're longing for, and what purpose they propose for their earthly activities. So this question is a must. It's so important. Let's not be a leaf on the terrace and allowing the wind just to push us left and right, up and down. Let's have a talk with our inner self, but the inner self that is connected to God. Asking Jesus, our role model and master, the governor of the planet Earth, the co-creator of this beautiful planet, the one that went through all those struggles and experiences that we are going through right now, that understands and already turned whatever he went through into a virtue. Let's ask for his guidance because he's the only model that we should follow. And then let's ask the question, what do I want to gain for my spiritual evolution? If I have to discarnate in a week from now, if you knew that you only had 7 weeks, would you then look at your material life as the most important asset that you have? What would you want to gain in that 7 days? And those questions that sometimes is uncomfortable, right? But it's really, I would say, cracks us open to see the life eternal that we are, to appreciate our physical body, to appreciate having a physical temple that is healthy, that it's strong, that you're able to be able to do work here in the spiritual, in the physical world, but remembering what do we as a spirit really want? And from their point, then ask Jesus to guide us, praying for our guardian angels and asking God to help us to find out what do we need in this moment in our lives. Maybe what we need right now and want, it's not necessarily what we needed 10 years ago, or that will be what we need 5 years from now. But it's all about acquiring spiritual gains. It's spiritual gains that keep us stronger, keep us laser focused in the pathway that we need to go through. But remember, never really putting yourselves down. It's really a matter of regrouping, looking at what we really want to gain, whatever does not belong to you any longer, or that you do not want to carry any longer. Let it go. Recycle back to the universe. Give to somebody else. Allow them to take it. Take it, right? And really praying and meditating a lot. What a wonderful chapter. So with that being said, let's close our eyes, asking Master Jesus to support us in this journey. Jesus Christ, help us. Help us to be able to learn how to ask for the things that most is important for us in the moment. Help us to be able to look at life in a precious way. Help us to be able to look at the people around us as a gift from heaven and all the teachings that we gain from each other. We thank you, Master Jesus, for everything you have given to us. All the teachings, the support, the love. We know you are walking alongside us, and even at moments that are sometimes that feel unbearable, that you feel mistreated, that we feel mistreated, that we feel taken advantage of, that we feel that things are just not fair. Allow us not to focus on what have been done to us, but please help us focus on the lesson within it all, allowing us to gain strength and courage, to gain resilience, to gain connection with you even more. Help us to gain a heart that forgives, that teaches, that supports, but also help us to be able to dive deep into our lives with kindness and non-judgment. Help us to be able to shake it all off and start anew, even after one blink. We are able to choose to start to walk a different path, a path that helps us to stay with you. Sometimes life becomes so cloudy. Clouds does not help us to see what it's in front of us and what needs to be done. The emotions kick in and the mental disturbances overpower sometimes our actions. Help us to remember those moments that there is one person that we can always count and can always be there for us, which is you, Jesus, the love that represents God and also represents everyone that help us in the spiritual world. May the peace be in our hearts and stay there. May our family members receive all these blessings. May the people that we do not hold dear yet in our hearts receive those blessings as well. And let us be like those rocks, pointy rocks, bumping, hitting one another in a way, going down the river, but knowing that those moments of connection, just like the rocks hit one another, those moments that we connect with each other, smooths us, our heart, calms our heart, our mind. And then we are regrouped and ready to love, even when it's so difficult and painful. Help us gain courage to continue on. Like Abigail said to Saul of Tarsus in the book Paul and Stephen, when he had a dream and he thought that he could not go on any longer. He was very down on himself. Perhaps he felt the work was too much on him. Abigail told him in a dream, Saul, love. But then he replied, but I can't love yet. I don't know how to love. And then she continued. So serve, work, wait, and forgive. So when you do that, the love appears. Thank you very much, Jesus Christ. Thank you, everyone. So be it. Thank you all. Have a nice rest of your week, and I'll see you again next Thursday. God bless.